For decades, we've stared at the stars, sending rovers to Mars and telescopes to the edge of the observable universe. We are obsessed with finding something alien, something that doesn't fit the world we know. But while we were looking up, we forgot to look down. Beneath our feet, the Earth has been hiding secrets that defy every law of nature we were taught in school. There are corners of this map that shouldn't exist, places where the water doesn't act like water, where the trees look like they were designed for a different sun, and where the very air you breathe could turn your lungs to acid. These aren't just pretty landscapes. They are geological glitches, evolutionary dead ends that stayed hidden for millions of years, tucked away in the most remote corners of our planet. Today, we are venturing into the impossible. We're going to a lake in Tanzania that can literally turn flesh into stone, to a forest in Madagascar made of razor-sharp limestone needles, and to a mountain in the clouds that inspire the lost world legends. Many scientists believe these locations are the closest thing we have to studying an alien planet without ever leaving our own atmosphere. As you watch this, ask yourself, if you were dropped in the middle of these places with no map, would you even believe you were still on Earth? Stick with me until the very end, because our #1 spot is a place so isolated it has its own rules of biology. This is 10 alien-like places on Earth you won't believe exist. Let's begin our descent.
Located in British Columbia, the spotted lake looks like a giant biological petri dish. This isn't a trick of the light. It's a concentration of minerals so high, it's practically a chemical mine. Each spot contains a different mineral, magnesium sulfate, calcium, and silver. During the First World War, minerals from this very lake were harvested to manufacture explosives. For the Silex people, it's a sacred site of healing, where each circle is believed to have a different medicinal power.
In the local dialect, Singi means where one cannot walk barefoot. This is a 600-square-mile labyrinth of razor-sharp limestone needles. It was formed over 200 million years as tropical rains slowly dissolved the stone, leaving behind a forest of blades. This place is so impenetrable that new species are still being discovered within its crevices. It's an evolutionary fortress where lemurs jump between blades that could shred human skin in seconds.
This isn't a scene from a horror movie. It's the Rio Tinto in Spain. For 5,000 years, mining has exposed the earth here, turning the water into an acidic, deep red cocktail of iron and heavy metals. But the real mystery is the life found here. Acid-loving bacteria, known as extremophiles, thrive in this liquid rust. This environment is so similar to the subsurface of Mars that NASA uses the riverbed as a laboratory to test their Martian rovers. Deep beneath New Zealand, there is a galaxy made of living lights. Thousands of Arachnocampa luminosa, glowworms unique to these islands, cling to the ceiling, emitting a soft, bioluminescent glow to attract their next meal. What looks like a starry night is actually a field of death. Each worm hangs long, sticky silk threads covered in toxic mucus. Insects are lured by the light, only to be caught in these shimmering, poisonous snares.
Socotra is the island that time forgot. Separated from Africa millions of years ago, it has developed its own logic of evolution. 1/3 of its plant life exists nowhere else on this planet. The dragon's blood tree is its crown jewel. Shaped like a mushroom or an umbrella, its canopy is designed to capture every drop of moisture from the mountain mist. When wounded, the tree bleeds a thick crimson resin used in ancient times for medicine and magic. Imagine a place where the horizon doesn't exist. Salar de Uyuni is the world's largest salt flat, covering over 4,000 square miles. It is so flat and so reflective that GPS systems are calibrated using its surface. Beneath this crust of 10 billion tons of salt lies 70% of the world's lithium reserves. In the rainy season, it becomes a perfect mirror, creating an uncanny valley effect where people appear to be walking in a void. This is arguably the most inhospitable place on the globe. The Danakil Depression sits at the junction of three tectonic plates that are slowly pulling apart. The ground is a neon-colored wasteland of sulfur, acid, and salt.
Temperatures here regularly exceed 50 degrees Celsius, with pools of boiling acid and toxic gases rising from the ground. It is a landscape that mimics the primitive volcanic Earth of billions of years ago. These are the Rainbow Mountains of China. Their impossible colors are the result of red sandstone and mineral deposits being pressed together for over 24 million years. As the tectonic plates shifted, the Earth buckled, exposing these vibrant layers to the elements. Wind and rain then carved them into the jagged, surreal peaks we see today. It looks like a painting, but it's pure, ancient geology. This is the lake that turns animals to stone. Lake Natron in Tanzania has a pH level of 10.5, almost as alkaline as ammonia. The water is so caustic it can burn the skin and eyes of animals that aren't adapted to it. The salt and soda in the water cause animals that die here to calcify, preserving them as macabre, stone-like statues. Paradoxically, this deadly water is the only breeding ground for the lesser flamingo, who use the toxic conditions to keep predators away. Our number one spot is the Monte Roraima, a 2-billion-year-old plateau that rises 9,000 feet above the jungle floor. It is a tepui, a house of the gods. For millions of years, its summit has been isolated from the world below. Because of its isolation, life on top of Roraima has evolved in a vacuum. It is home to carnivorous plants and ancient species that exist nowhere else. It is a true lost world, frozen in time above the clouds. These places remind us that we don't need to travel to the stars to find the extraordinary. Earth is more alien than we can imagine. Which one would you dare to visit? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more journeys into the unknown.